Well, students, good evening to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the theory trial and error theory of learning, right? So this is a theory of learning which was given by the American psychologist Thorndike, right, guys? So basically, we should know that why we are learning this theory. Guys, देखिए what happens. देखिए, you are going to become a teacher. You are a student of B.Ed. Okay, मतलब your profession is to teach. मतलब you are concerned with the teaching and learning, right? Unless or until, if suppose if you don't know about the theory of learning, है ना? What is the mapping? What is the criteria? How the student learn? If you don't know the learning style of the student, if you don't know the teaching style by the teacher, how guys you can say that you are an effective teacher? Okay, so teaching is not everybody's cup of tea. Why it is said that? Because of that, when you undergo through B.Ed, ETT, such kind of a 2-year teaching methodology course, then actually you come to know that, okay, you become a effective teacher. Okay, if you don't have the knowledge of this now and you are teaching, so sometime what happens, you cannot get a good result because you are not aware of these concepts. So these are the very important things which you should know it, right, guys? So first theory we are going to today we are going to discuss the theory of learning which was given by the American psychologist Thorndike in 1898, right, guys? So Thorndike gave this theory in 1898. This theory is also known as pleasure and pain theory. And guys, I request to all of you, many times you should have copy and pen, because sometime what happens, I'm teaching to you, some of the point comes in my mind. This is a very helpful for you, so that you should note it, guys. Okay. So this theory is also known as pleasure and pain theory. Number one. This theory is also known as stimulus response theory. You should know it. SR theory. Stimulus response theory. As well, it is also called bond theory of learning. Okay. So according to the Thorndike, what the Thorndike American psychologist has said, he has said, listen, this is important. He said that learning takes place through trial and error method. He has said that. Actually, Thorndike conducted many experiments on rats, cats, even fish, and he concluded that we learn each and everything by making mistakes and errors. Okay, right? That's why this theory is called the trial and error theory. Trial means try karna, है ना? We try. How we learn the bicycle? We try, है ना? We fall down and we try again and again. Ultimately, we become expert, right? So Thorndike wants to say that we learn each and everything by making mistakes and errors. He again said that when we begin to learn anything, there may be many errors, obviously. But as the number of trial goes on increasing, the error go on decreasing, right? For example, you are learning a bicycle. So what happens? Many times you do, many of the errors you fall down. Huh? So what happens? The more try you do again and again, so what happens? Now there is a, trial go on increasing and, your error go on decreasing. And the day will come, the time will come, you learn how to ride a bicycle, how to ride a car, how to ride anything, and how to learn any of the things, right? So we have to practice, we have to do the practice. We can also say that practice makes a man perfect. Huh? It has also come from this theory, you can write it. So under this theory, we can say that we learn from making mistakes and errors or our experience, right, guys? Okay, the next subheading is the what are the principles and assumptions of this theory. This is the most important theory, right? Many questions come in the seated exams, and being teacher, you should know that, guys. Some of the prominent name, educationist name, you should know that. Thorndike, Ivan Pavlov, Gandhiji, Tagore, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Plato, okay, Charles Sanders. Okay, these are some of the important names in the field of a teaching learning process. You should be aware of this. So what are the principles or assumptions of this theory? Number one, according to this theory, learning involves trial and error or selections and connection, right? So Thorndike says that we learn by making mistakes. And Thorndike again, he said that second point, learning is the result of formations of connection, formations of connections. Anna? Again and again, we are riding a bicycle, we are falling down. Okay, so there is a form of a connection. It is coming in our mind. Now we don't have to, person thinks now we don't have to do this mistake. If I, put my leg on the pedal, we have to go from that way, right? So there is a formation of a connection which comes in the mind. Okay, learning is a incremental, not insightful, right? Matlab he wants to say that learning doesn't come from insight. Learning does not come from insight. Okay, this is an important line. Okay, you have to remember, because he was a behaviorist. That's why he said that it was not come from the insightful. Okay, and learning is a incremental. Learning is direct, not mediated by ideas. Okay, learning requires both practice and reward. He said that, okay, the more we will do the practice, we will learn. And it is said that, na guys, you have heard, one practice makes a man perfect, one quotation, right? So learning requires both practice and reward. Even English being, speaking, if you want to improve your speaking skill, so you have to do practice. There is no other way, right? Only, just speaking skill, you can only learn once you start practicing, right? A series of next principle or assumption is that a series of SR connection. SR means stimulus response, right? Connections can be chained together if they belong to the same action sequence. Next is transfer of a learning occurs because of the previously encountered situation, right? Transfer of a learning, because first time we are learning a bicycle, we fall down. Okay, next time what happens, we come to know that where we are doing the mistakes, right? So transfer of a learning, next thing now we learn it. Transfer of a learning occurs because of the previously encountered situation. And last is that intelligence is a function of number of a connections learned. So he said that basically जो intelligence है, it is a function of the number of a connections learned. Okay, we label that now it is a intelligent guys, it is less intelligent guys. Okay, now Thorndike has said that intelligence is a function of the number of a connections learned, right guys? Matlab we can discuss later on this, okay, how he said that, but according to the Thorndike, we have to learn this thing because it is in our syllabus. Okay, so guys, under this theory, what we have to do basically, now we have come to know first of all what is the meaning of a trial and error theory. Hana? You have come to know that trial and error theory basically means we learn by making mistakes, right? And it was given by the Thorndike in 1898, and he experimented many experimented he did on cat, rats, and fishes, and he concluded that we learn by making mistakes, and we have done the principles and assumptions. Okay, further what we will do that we will do the experiments on cats and fish. We will do the first one experiment on cat. Okay, I'll narrate you. Okay, through the experiment you have to understand that, okay, how we learn it and how we have to motivate the students. All right guys, next, second thing what we will do, there are 3 laws of learning. This is the important in this theory, Thorndike theory of a learning. And the most important thing is educational implication, right guys? Whatever you are learning guys, whatever is coming in your mind, okay, you should know the educational implications. What is the educational implications of particular thing, right guys? So we start with the experiment on a cat. Okay, listen carefully. So basically, Thorndike, he did many experiment on cat, rats, and fish. So, one of the experiment I'm narrating you to understand the theory of learning, trial and error, which was given by the Thorndike. Okay, guys. So what the Thorndike did that, Thorndike actually, he prepared a one puzzle box. Okay, you can see the puzzle box. Okay, well, you can say the puzzle box, or you can say the cage, right? So he prepared a puzzle box and he kept a cat into the puzzle box. Okay, you can see in the picture, in a box, there is a one cat inside the box. The cat was hungry up to the 24 hours. Okay, he kept the cat into the puzzle box and the cat was hungry up to the 24 hours, right? And after that, after the 24 hours, what the Thorndike did it? Thorndike basically, after the 24 hours, what the Thorndike did it? He placed a one fish inside the puzzle box or the cage where the cat was kept inside the cage. Okay, you can see the cat food. You can see the fish now. So what happened, guys? Up now, cat was inside the cage. Okay, and cat was hungry up to the 24 hours. After the 24 hours, Thorndike placed a fish near the puzzle box. Okay, now the smell of the fish, the important line, the smell, I'm using the word smell, right? You have to underline that. The smell of the fish acted as a strong motivations from the cat to come out of the cage, right? So when the smell of the fish started coming to the cat, so cat started to coming out of the box. Actually, Thorndike narrated each and every actions of the cat. Okay, he narrated that. Okay, when he placed a fish near the puzzle box, so cat started scratching the puzzle box and hitting her head into the bar of the puzzle box. Matlab, she did each and everything to come out of the cage and got the fish because she was hungry up to the 24 hours, right? So guys, what happened? Actually, there is a one lever in the puzzle box. You can see the lever, right? So ultimately, suddenly what happened? The paw of the cat, came on the lever. So what happened? The door opens and cat comes out of the cage and got the reward. Right, guys? So this was the first experiment, was the Thorndike. Up now, what the Thorndike did that in the second experiment, he did the same experiment, same, right? Means in the puzzle box, okay, he kept a cat into the puzzle box. The cat was hungry up to the 24 hours. Okay, cat didn't show any of the response, right? She was quiet and calm. Okay, but what happened after the 24 hours when the food was taken to the cat? Yeah, a fish was placed near the cage. What happened? The smell of the food, yeah, smell of the fish acted as a strong motivations from the cat to come out of the cage. So again, cat started the same things. So when she was trying to come out of the cage, okay, so what happened? Suddenly, again in the second experiment, suddenly the paw of the cat came on the bar, came on the lever, door opens, cat came out of the cage and got the experiment and got the fish, right? Actually, Thorndike did the same experiment in the same conditions. Third experiment, fourth experiment, fifth experiment, sixth, seventh, eighth. Up, guys, actually what is happening? Thorndike noticed one thing, means when the trial was going increasing, the cat was taking less time to come out of the cage. For example, in a first experiment, if the cat took a 1 hour, so what happened in the second experiment? The cat took 50 minutes, then 40 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 20 minutes, then 10 minutes. And ultimately in seventh or sixth or seventh experiment, now the cat was fully trained. Okay. Malab, she has come to know that, she has learned that when I will press the lever, the door will open, I will come out of the cage. Okay. Now the cat was totally learned the skill how to open the cage and got the reward. Okay. So guys, this experiment, this all the things, Thorndike gave the name of trial and error because, right, in his first experiment, the cat was doing many errors. Okay. You know what happens when the trial was go on increasing? The cat was taking less time to come out of the cage. And ultimately in the sixth, seventh or eighth experiment, cat was fully trained. The moment he placed the fish inside the, puzzle box, cat, thak se usne lever khola and, came out of the puzzle box and got the reward. Okay. So guys, what we have to learn from that experiment? Number one, Thorndike says that we learn by making mistakes, number one. And second, guys, you have to prepare your student. You have to ready your student, right? The same way, Thorndike, when he placed the fish near the puzzle box, the smell of the fish acted as a strong motivation. So guys, you first of all, you have to motivate the student. You have to make the student ready to learn. Have you seen that when smell starting coming, then the cat came into the action, right? तो तब तक वो क्या था? मतलब the cat was quiet, the cat was calm. So guys, you have to provide the, such kind of a motivations to the student in your teaching. This thing is called the teaching, right? Teaching does not mean, many times I have told you na, syllabus khatam karwana. This is not a teaching. Teaching is a something else. Teaching is a pedagogy. Teaching is a style. Teaching means stimulating the subject to learn, stimulating the students to learn, arousing the learning power to the students. Right, guys? So in the next slide, we learn, some of the factors involved in the, experiment. Okay. What we have learned from that experiment. Okay. We have come to know the, cat experiment. Basically, we should know the educational implications now, which we have to apply on the students. Okay. The number first, motive or derive. In the present experiment, drive or motive was hunger. So first, guys, make your student hunger for learning. Okay. They should be, appetite. They should be hunger to learn it, first of all. Right? Second, stimulus or goal. Right? In the present experiment, food, fish, is the stimulus. Provide the stimulus to the student. Any of the stimulus. Okay. You can debate in your class. Okay. If you have a 30 students, 15 and 15 students, they are debating. So they will, stimulate automatically. You can name one of the student and say that, okay, student, you have to tell the, answer of this question. Okay. You can say that, okay, tomorrow you will learn it. I will give you a 1 pen. I will give you a 1 toffee for a small student. So, toffee ke lalach mein students start learning. You have seen that. Stimulus. You should have a stimulus. So guys, you have to find a stimulus from the environment. Okay. You know that this is my topic. Tomorrow I have to, teach that topic. What should be the stimulus? You have to find the stimulus. And there's a lot of stimulus in the environment, guys. Lot of stimulus. Third is responses. Number of a variety types of responses like scratching, pulling, hitting the head. Responses lead to the goal known as satisfying responses. So guys, when your students start, you have seen that in my last lectures, one girl was, making the notes with the my lectures, with the, learning from the book, from the other book. They are, doing what the student was doing, like the cat was scratching, pulling, hitting the head, right? The student was doing some of the action. If you didn't stimulate the learning power of the student, how the student will do such kind of a thing? Got it? So responses lead to the goal known as satisfying responses. The responses which do not lead to the goal known as annoying responses. Okay, it doesn't mean the average response ends at a satisfying response. Block. The cat was confined in the box with a closed door. Random movements. Persistently tried to come out of the box without knowing how. Right? Means these all things, guys, you should use in your teaching. Chance success. As a result of a random movements, the cat by chance succeeded in opening the door. Right? Chance success. Give any of the assignment. Do you know that when I started the class, I asked from you, what is the full form of a teacher? Okay. No, nobody told. Then I left it. Right? I didn't say that. The meaning of this. T stand for tolerance, E stand for encouraging, A stand for adorable, C stand for character, again E stand for encouraging, and last R stands for the responsible, right? So I didn't tell you because I left on you. Again, I will ask from you, you will learn it, right? So give such kind of a things. Tell me the definitions of a B.O. Smith about the teaching. Okay, tell me what the Jean-Jacques Rousseau has said in the naturalism. Right? So some of the things you have to create, guys, you have to give to the students such kind of a things, right? Selection. Gradually cat recognizes the correct way to manipulate the latch, matlab lever. Fixation. At last, cat learned the proper way to open the door by eliminating all the incorrect responses and fixing only the right response, right? So these are the factors we have come to know, which we have to use in our teaching. And 3 laws. This is the most important. Okay. Law of readiness, law of exercise, law of effect. 3 laws we have come from this theory, and these 3 laws we have to apply in our teaching to make our teaching effective. Got it, guys? Number first, the law of readiness. We have come to know the law of readiness from this theory. Readiness means a preparation for action. It is also called the law of action tendency. According to this law, when we are ready to learn, we learn more quickly. Guys, you should know that when your students are ready to learn, they learn more quickly. You cannot become your student to learn more quickly by scolding, right? If you don't know the method, okay, then you start scolding, you start, losing your patience. Effectively and with greater satisfaction, then we are not ready to learn. Law of exercise, also called the law of practice, right, guys? This law is also known as the law of practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Law of exercise states that organism learns as a result of a repeated trials, practice, and exercise, right? Any of the organism, right? So do practice. You have seen in my class, okay? I don't start the class directly. Start, asking some of the questions and say that open your audio and video. Why I'm saying that? Because make you ready to learn. Unless or until you're not ready to learn, guys, you cannot learn it quickly. Okay? Student is never, ever weak. Student is never, ever weak. Weak is the teacher. Always teacher. Okay? The law of effect, also called the law of pleasure and pain. This law is called the law of pleasure and pain, means law of satisfactions and annoyance. Every activity has, if it is a desirable result, then we can say that it is a pleasure. If we doesn't get a, according to our result, so then it ends in a pain, right? So 3 laws we have come to know that. And the most important educational implications, right? This is the most important. Number 1, readiness is the preparation for action. Guys, readiness, make your student ready to learn. And one more thing I have come in my mind. Revision is the mother of learning. Revision is the mother of learning, right? It doesn't mean you have finished one topic and you don't have to revise in future. Revise the topic. Okay, correlate your last topic with your next coming lectures. Okay, try to learn with the correlating the topic, right? So make your student first ready to learn. We have come to know from this theory. Number 2, it is very essential for the teacher. This is important. It is written for the teacher specially, guys. Note it. Please underline. It is very essential for the teacher to see that the child is ready to learn more quickly, effectively, with greater satisfaction when he is ready to learn. The teacher also make an attempt to motivate the students by arousing their attention, interest, and curiosity. The most important. Guys, if you don't know how to arouse the interest, if you don't know how to, make your student attentive, if you don't know how to develop the curiosity among your students, then you can't say yourself you are a good teacher, right? You have to develop these things, make attentive, interest, develop curiosity, right? So how you can do that? From your teaching, from your teaching style, from if you have a good grip of the teaching methodology, okay, if you are a good learner, then only it is possible, right? The law of effect emphasizes the role of a reward and punishment. वो third law था ना, law of effect, right? Pleasure and pain wala, right? Reward and punishment, okay. Practice leads a man towards maturity. Habits are formed as a result of repetition. The teacher can improve his teaching method making use of this theory, right? So these are, some of the important educational implications of this theory. So guys, in this theory, we have come to know that, everything which is in our syllabus. Number one, we have come to know that theory of learning, okay, who gave this theory and what are the different names of that theory. And number second, one experiment we did, cat experiment. And third, we have come to know that three laws of learning: law of readiness, law of effect, practice, and law of the last law of this is called the law of effect, है ना? Exercise and effect, है ना? I have already, said it. And last we talked about the educational implication of this theory. Okay, so when this theory comes in your question, okay, questions comes, explain the trial and error theory given by the Thorndike. Okay, so then guys, you have to explain all the 4 or 5 things which we have covered now, right? Thank you so much guys for this lectures. Thank you. So I'm going to stop this recording. Okay, then we will discuss for a 5 minutes. Okay, then I will start the another lectures, right guys?